Hey guys, welcome back to Review Guy. I do have just a quick video that I wanted to make about a mower that I bought. I know you probably have already seen the video that I made about the blower made by Ego. This video I'm going to talk a little bit about my mower. Now this mower that I bought, I got it from Lowe's, is on sale for $499.99. Can't really pass it up. I think right now it's on sale for $550 on Amazon, and there's a few other websites that have it. So I definitely would tell you to definitely look at this mower. This one that I have is it's actually even more money. Well, let me take that back, because the one that I was looking at is actually the older model. Wow, okay, hold on a second. Let's see. Nope, where is this at? Okay, well, I can't even find it, to be honest with you. Man, that must have sold out. All right, so Amazon doesn't even have it. It's actually on sale right now for $454 without a battery. And the battery that it comes with is a 5 amp hour battery, which I want to say is probably north of $250 itself. So again, so $499.99 at Lowe's on sale. Definitely, I would tell you to look that one up. But I have the so this is the LM2130SP is what it says here. Definitely check the model number before you actually buy it, because there is one obviously that comes with no charger and no battery, and one that does. And the $250 that I was actually even saying, that's just for the battery. That doesn't include the quick charger that you get. Now the quick charger that it comes with is not the better charger that they now have that comes with the 10 amp hour battery, I think it is. That basically has like Wi-Fi connection and lets you know what your battery is at and things like that. And how long, and notifies you when the battery's done charging. This one's not like that at all. This is just strictly a charger. You pop it in and you see the lights show up. And I'll try to add some of that information to this video and kind of add that while I'm talking here. But it's a great mower. I'm going to be having some videos here that you'll be listening in to hear what it sounds like when I'm pushing the mower first person. You'll see when I'm stepped away, and basically if it was sitting on my patio as I was cutting the lawn, and see how loud it is. and I have most of those two will both be during the day time for the most part. I do also have some shots of me what it looks like to have the headlights on. It's fully electric battery. It's very, very quiet, as you probably have heard by now on the video. But the fact that I can mow later in the day is amazing. I'm here, I live down in the south, and it's very hot here during the summer at times, north of 100 degrees, especially if you had the humidity. I think it said it was like 109 or 110 this year with the humidity. But in any case, I mean, it's a champ. I mean, I set it on setting 3 for the height, and it's great. I mean, I have no problems cutting with it at all. It's very quick. When it comes to pushing, there are some things I'm not a big fan of compared to when I had gas. So it is quick at times to push and get things done. It's very light. I actually try not to use the self-propelled feature as much as possible. The self-propelled, I'm back and forth on. When you push the button, sometimes there's basically a delay before it actually starts moving. It's a bad thing and a good thing. The good thing is if you push it by accident, it doesn't start driving off without you realizing it. But if you really want it to go, you have to wait a solid like 1.5 seconds before it starts moving. While that may not be a big deal for some, or at first thought, oh, what's the big deal, 1 or 2 seconds? Well, if you're going back and forth in a line, every time you take, I don't know, let's just say you take 30 steps or 40 steps and you stop to do a 180-degree turn back, basically, you're waiting a second. Turning around, waiting a second. So, I mean, you do 30 passes, you're already at 30 seconds longer just waiting for the motor to move. And I really feel like in the moment, it feels like it's longer than a second. I've never timed it. It just annoys me. But at the same time, I've also learned to use it to my advantage, where I know I can push the button kind of while I'm turning. And then it basically, by the time it's down and flat, it's ready to go. So not the end of the world. Now, again, another con I'll say while I'm going on that path is that it's a very, very light machine, much lighter than my gas. And why that's a negative, while some would say, hey, that's a positive. The negative here is that if I go on vacation or there's bad weather and I can't cut the grass and the grass grows a little bit longer, or I don't cut the grass, because this year we had a great company helping me with fertilizing and putting lime down on the lawn. It's extremely thick. It's actually the thickest it's been since I bought this house 10 years ago. So the problem is that the grass is so compact and so dense that if I don't cut it twice a week, it kind of has trouble of getting a level cut. And what I mean by that is that it's very light. So it likes to hover. It basically stays over the grass. And sometimes you have to cut the grass more than once to kind of get down to the height you actually want to go. Realistically speaking, it's not a big deal. I honestly didn't really even notice it until I went away for a week and a half and I came back and cut the grass, and there was just a lot of clippings. It wasn't cutting down as far. You can tell it was still thick, and I actually cut it a second time. With that being said, to be devil's advocate to that con, is that may be a user error. And that may be obviously one, because maybe I'm cutting too far down. And two, my blades are extremely dull. I actually have been meaning to buy a blade sharpening kit so I can sharpen them, or just go buy new blades. Because I remember when I first got it, I remember almost cutting myself on the blade just checking to see how sharp they were. Now they are so dull, I can literally rub my hand on them and they don't hurt at all. And I don't feel any fear of that they might cut my hand. Now I don't know if that's an Ego brand type blade issue. I mean, I had my mower, I think was 9 years old. No, actually I had it for 9 years. I actually bought it used. And they had it for at least 5 years. The person that I bought it from never changed the blades. I had the blades resharpened about 3 years ago. So realistically speaking, it was at least 7 or 8 years old, roughly, thereabouts, that it had no maintenance on that mower of sharpening the blades and all the other stuff. I mean, honestly, I didn't even change the oil until the same time period. So it was about 7 or 8 years old before I had new air filter, new oil filter, fresh oil, and then new and sharpened blades. But I had no issues with it other than the fact that when it would mow, it blew all the grass on top of me because there was something wrong with the flap. Whenever I would bag, didn't have a seal on it for whatever reason, and whenever I bagged, it would land on me, and my wife would say I looked like an older gentleman with graying hair because I just would come in with just gray all over my hair from the dead grass from since we're Bermuda. I normally bag only twice, maybe 3 times a year, and normally it's because it's dead grass that I'm cleaning up for the season. So, in any case, this does not do it at all. I've bagged 2 or 3 times with it. I normally mulch, and again, the only issues that I've had with it is that the grass is so thick now that the mower does not sag into it because of the lack of weight. But that even though with those cons, the positives are, I mean, amazing. I mean, the other con obviously is it uses a battery and the battery dies, you can't mow anymore, but you throw it on the quick charger and within about an hour, it's done charging. And it comes with a 7.5, no, 5, I'm sorry. This one comes with a 5 milliamp hour battery. There are 7.5 and 10, I believe. But 7.5 for sure. But in any case, I mean, it's fine. I have no problems with the power, with how much power it has. The only maybe con you might have, and I'll find out more during the fall this year, is it doesn't have a lot of sucking power. And what I mean by that is that I noticed that if there's twigs on the ground or things that are a little bit heavier, it doesn't suck them into the machine, mulch them up, and put them back down. Now, there's positives and negatives to this. Obviously, the negative would be if it's something that you want to have the machine pick up, destroy, and put back down to the ground or into your bag. Obviously, it's a problem because you want it to do it. Now, if it just sucks it in, it might suck it into the bag with that added ability for where the air is going out rather than keeping it all there and mulching. But I mean, maybe, I don't know, probably not. Now, the reason why it might be a pro though is I'm not really afraid of it sucking up something that I don't want it to. So, for an example, I may not want it to suck up some of the mulch that is that just fell out of the flower bed that I can just pick up after I'm done mowing and put it back into the flower bed. Or, to be honest with you, and it sounds kind of almost like crazy to say that this could happen, but I'm not really afraid of it sucking up a rock and flinging the rock at a person or at the house or a car or something like that. And I know it sounds kind of crazy that could happen. You know, it's a bed on the ground. How is the rock going to get out? All I know is that my wife said that there was a kid down the street from her when she was growing up, but that actually happened to her. I guess the dad was mowing the lawn, rock went flying out and hit the kid. I don't know if the kid got seriously hurt or died or what, but I think just got seriously hurt. I kind of thought that was one of those like stories that wasn't real, that mom and dad kind of tell you to kind of scare you. But we actually had a young lady that we know very well from our church actually. That one of her best friends actually, I guess the boyfriend was helping her cut the grass, was cutting the grass for her, and her friend got hit with a rock in her knee and shattered her kneecap because the rock got picked up and flew out somehow and hit her in the knee. Now, I don't know if they were doing side discharge and obviously there's a big opening, so that's how the rock got out, or if it was mulching and it still got out somehow. I know with my old mower, even though it was mulching, I would always hear rocks getting turned up and getting shot everywhere. We're actually on a slope, so we have some erosion issues on the side of our house. So it would, if I can't even turn my mower on, the gas mower on the side of the house, because it would suck up rocks and shoot them everywhere at people's houses and stuff. So in any case, it really worked out well having this mower not suck up as much. So I can use it without having to worry about it sucking up things it shouldn't. We'll see what happens with the leaves. They did come with 3 blades. It came with the mulching blade, which is automatically on there, I believe. It came with an eco blade, which is basically just a flat blade that has no additional a lift on it to try to lift up items or mulching. It's supposed to give you more runtime if you needed it. And then there's also a lift blade, which basically has like these little wings on it that will produce more suction to suck up big things or heavier things. So realistically speaking, I probably will be, I do switch the blades. They're very easy to do. It's 3 total bolts. You pull it off, pull it back on. It's not a gas mower. So I literally fold it up into like a suitcase, put it in the corner of my garage. If I want to change the blades, it's already in a suitcase. I just have it standing up, take my my drawer real quick, take them out real quick, put it back in, good to go. I mean, it takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. The longest time for me to do it all is because I have to get the tools to do it. I mean, and that's because my car is right there. It slows me down. If my car wasn't there, it'd probably be a lot faster for me to grab the tools, run out and do it real quick. I feel like NASCAR or Formula One changing out tires, but it's not that bad at all. The other nice thing, again, it's quiet. So I've mowed at night, like I was saying earlier. I don't smell of fuel, and of course it doesn't discharge all over me all the grass and clippings. But again, it does make a lot of noise, and doesn't smell bad. So that means, when I'm working from home, if I get a break in my day, we're encouraged to get away from our desk, get away from the screens, and go for a walk or do something to try to be healthy and active. Okay, I'll go grab the mower and I'll go, maybe I'll cut the front, one at the front, and then I'll come back in, check an email and work. Okay, let me go check and cut the other side. All right, and now the backyard's the biggest part, obviously, but normally I'll just do the front, I'll wait, and I'll do the back at the end of the day. It just depends on my work schedule and if I need to get away and just think things through. And the nice thing is it's so quiet. I've had conversations with my kids. I've had conversations with people as I'm mowing. And just all around, so many pros to having this mower. Another thing that I love too is that the blades and the self-propelled system are 2 different motors. So I can have the blades off, push the button, and it will drive the machine for me. And I have a selector like of how fast I want it to go. So when I'm on the side of the house and I'm by those rocks, just to make sure it doesn't suck up any rocks for whatever reason, I keep the blades off, push the button, drives right up. The lights on the front are also independent. So I can just turn the lights on, just have the lights on to give me light to see whatever it may be. So the nice thing is that, for an example, there was one day I mowed the lawn a little bit later. It got dark, and somebody actually had parked in the front of my front yard, or in the front of the house. They had parked where their car was very close to the edge of my lawn, so I really couldn't cut the grass there. Well, they ended up pulling away a little bit later, and it was very dark out in the front of my house. I don't have a lot of light in the front of the house, so I just brought my mower over there at the end of I had just finished the backyard. I came out front, they weren't there. I brought my mower over to that area, turned on the headlights, and I went and I grabbed my weed whacker because I wanted to edge that area, so I was able to see everything. I weed whacked around the mailbox, and I think I just did a once over with the mower too, just to finish it up. And again, this is at like 9 o'clock at night. It's dark out, or 8:30 it was. I'm sorry, 8:30 at night. It's dark out, but none of my neighbors even know that I'm mowing the lawn most of the time. I've had plenty of neighbors come out and say, "God, your grass was high about an hour ago. I come outside and your grass is gone. I didn't even hear the mower." I'm like, "Yeah, I mowed it." "Oh, didn't even hear you." And my neighbor's office is the front of his house, and he never even heard me. And just for comparison, I definitely will make sure that I have, I'll play a quick video at this point of what it sounds like to listen to my neighbor mowing across the street when I'm all the way basically in my house, versus, my mower in my backyard within, 30 feet or so. but again, I think it's a great addition to every person's garage if you have to mow. Again, you don't have to worry about going to get gas, especially when the gas is high. All I got to do is charge it, and it holds its charge. I mean, I just mowed my lawn. I have not touched that battery since I came back from vacation. So it was on the charger, or the day before, because I mowed the day before we went on vacation. It was off the charger for a week and a half, actually more than a week and a half, almost 2 weeks before I mowed again. And it held the charge. I mean, that's what it's designed to do. That's what it says actually even in the manual, that it's designed for that. So again, it's a great addition. It might be a little bit of expensive, but if you're, and especially if you already have a mower, it might be hard to say, hey, why am I buying another mower? I sold my other gas mower for literally the same price that I bought it for almost 10 years before. Granted, I got mine at a discounted price because I bought it used to begin with, but I literally bought it for $250, used it for 10 years, maybe spent $50 total on maintenance within that time period, other than gas, of course, and then I sold it for $250 10 years later. So I can't complain at all about that. And again, I put $250 into the mower. Yeah, it was over $500 after taxes. Yeah, I bought, you'll see in other videos, I bought a blower, bought the edger, bought the head trimmer attachment, and bought the trimmer as well. So I'm getting into it, love it. I've had no problems with the battery. Normally the battery does last the entire time. Oh, actually, it always has lasted the entire time I've mowed. I only have about 0.25 acres. The battery will run better or worse based off of how hard you make the motor run. And again, I've had very, very thick grass this year, so it has gone down to about two out of 5 bars. Last night it did go down to 1 when I mowed yesterday, but that again is just very, very thick grass. I'm still trying to catch up from being away on vacation. I'm not a big fan of cutting it really high and then waiting a few days and cutting it again until I get to my height that I want. I'll just keep cutting it till it's done. And this late in the season, it's gonna go dormant real soon anyway, so I really don't care if I get brown spots right now. But I will be doing it, making some more videos about this, especially in the fall once those leaves start dropping from all my neighbors' trees. Because I only have about 3 trees on my property that are leaf bearing. So I don't have any of my own leaves. I have all my neighbors' leaves. So I'll be sucking it all up and seeing how it does with mulching it up and putting it in a bag and things like that. So more to come. But again, hopefully this video was helpful. I know it's not a full review. I'm not going to go over every single thing about the mower. You definitely can look at that at other people's videos that go into more detail. Again, it's a great mower, mulches, has a little plug for the mulching. It has a side discharge option if you want it. Comes with a bag, comes with a charger if you get that model. Again, all around it's great. Definitely look at all those other videos that people are posting, and make sure you like and subscribe and hit that ring bell because I'll be having a lot of videos coming through. But thanks and God bless.